Welcome to PokeYap episode 4. Yo, let's go. I'm sorry it's been a while. I had a wedding and I was away, and then I do it every other week, so it's been a while. But welcome.
Why are we still talking about 100 dudes versus gorilla? Of course.
What's up, Orange Steve? Hey Ryan. Episode 4. Yes, for PokeYap.
The most deep cut about that, Steve, is you said it while watching my POV.
Yeah, I know, right? You're in his stream.
Steve, what? I'm gonna click on this link because we can do it, and I'm immediatally praising Dial. Fuck
Listen,
that Mox.
I got Ryan in my chat like a true homie. Okay, my cousin's in my chat.
He better be.
Yo, have you met Ryan?
Of course I've met Ryan.
Oh yeah, at that party at the
I've met him
party.
so many times. I've hung out with Ryan a bunch of times. What do you mean?
Well, you're gonna see Ryan again in a couple weeks, so.
Oh, beautiful. Guess who's moving to Chicago tonight? Kira, you moving to Chicago?
I forgot Dial streams. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Ryan, what are you doing, Ryan? Anyway, so today we have a topic that we need your help with, okay? So we're gonna give our points, our counterpoints. We'll pick one or two, but then we need to hear from you guys. So while we're talking, we need you guys to either agree or disagree, and then also we need to hear your takes after. So the topic for today, are you ready? Do you want to do it, Moxie? Or you want me to do it?
I'll start yapping. All right,
okay,
chat.
okay.
So what we are going to figure out by the end of this stream is who is the strongest in-game Pokemon trainer that is not the player. And I know immediately this chat's gonna go, fucking Cynthia. No, I'm not voting for Cynthia. Y'all are a bunch of fucking stans.
Yeah, I'm probably the biggest Cynthia stand in here, and I'm still not voting for Cynthia, so.
Facts. So hold on. I am going to do slight prep because
I can go first while you're searching.
Go for it. Start.
Okay. So here's the situation. We all know that Cynthia is like pretty goated though, right? Like I can't vote for Cynthia, but the thing is like the reason why Cynthia is so hard is because she just had so much type coverage, and then she had one or two Pokemon without weaknesses, and this was back in 2008 when all of us were terrible, no internet like guides really, like, you know, it was harder for us. Nobody knew that you just needed an ice type. Cynthia's hard, but I don't think she's number one, but she's good. She's good. So let's be honest. The number one had to be her ancestor Volo, because let's be real here. That was the hardest fight I've ever had in Pokemon. Okay. The man had Giratina.
Who?
Volo.
Oh, you're going to.
I'm going.
What's
Volo.
it called? You're going to fucking Legends.
My stream is screwing up. Thank you, Dragon Knight. I will try to fix that. Yeah, I'm going to Legends because technically, that is a main series game. Is it not?
I mean, I will not say no. I will absolutely not say no. I think we can count Volo in this discussion.
Okay, because if it's not Volo, I have a backup. But I truly feel like, listen, so not only did Volo have Giratina, but Giratina like resurrected like twice, okay? And he also had other really strong Pokemon. Yes, also Legends garbage ass mechanics 100%, but like Volo, yeah, it is the Cynthia of Legends, but like it's not. Like it's not Cynthia, but it's close enough. You guys feel me? Yes, beating Cynthia in a true hardcore Nuzlocke is not as easy as bringing a nice type. So I'm gonna be real with you. I think a lot of Cynthia hate's a little unwarranted. Like, yes, she's easier the second time around when we're all 15 years older, know her team already. I get that, but I think you would be really hard pressed to find somebody who didn't play, or rather who played Diamond and Pearl back at the appropriate age and didn't have a hard time. As a casual player, I'm not talking somebody who's like out there playing competitive. Like, we all sucked back in 2008. Okay, the most you had was maybe a guide. Right?
So chat, I will immediately throw this one out there. I am not counting like pre-calced hardcore Nuzlocke like ideals, right? I'm going with you pulled up and you just saw this fucking person.
Yes.
Right? Like you didn't go in with your team EV trained and having all the, like you showed up and you said, "What's up, dude?" And then bam.
Yeah, because like when I played through Diamond and Pearl originally, right, I had your average run-of-the-mill starter team. Like I had Infernape, I had like Roserade, I had Witch Cache, like I had type coverage, but I didn't have an ice type, and I struggled with Cynthia. Cynthia was definitely the hardest. But I also, like, to be fair, wasn't that big into Pokemon where I knew all the mechanics. Like, I think I just had 4 attacking moves. Like, nobody used, like, you know, sand attack or whatever, right? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like your average player is going to struggle against Cynthia probably the most.
No, yeah, I think so I am actually currently pulling up a list of it's listen, chat, you've got honorable mentions. I want you to throw them out here on right now.
Yeah, we want to hear your opinion.
Because I am pulling up a current like list of both who I remember and what shows up on the Google AI summary, so you know it's not going to be perfect. So we have, obviously there's Pokemon Trainer Red, right? Using Heart Gold, Soul Silver as the team, as the base, right? And for this, I'm literally going to go, oh my God, it's Nino! Nino, how are you doing, you beautiful human? Oh my Lord.
Yo, it's Nino. How's it going?
So we have Pokemon Trainer Red, right? Obviously, Red is who he is. Someone I forgot existed, but actually does have a pretty decent team in all things considered, with Mustard.
Oh, that was my second pick. Was Mustard. Because Mustard went undefeated for like 18 years, and didn't he train Lance?
Listen, all my entire logic for it is he's got Gigantamax Urshifu.
Wait, you're actually right. I forgot about that. Yeah, Mustard was my number 2 pick. I'm actually not gonna lie.
Just nobody remembers Mustard, dude. Nobody remembers. He's the guy who gives you Cubchoo. Not Cubchoo, Cubfu. Chat, I am running on 2.5 hours of sleep and 2 Monster energy drinks right now. Okay, so we're going. We're having a fun time. I personally, I'm gonna throw this one off the list, but Google's AI summary is like, oh, Leon, and like, no.
Leon's like, okay.
Yeah, Leon is like base, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, he's like a good champion. He's not hard.
I actually agree. I did wipe to Leon like 2 or 3 times, but that's just because I like, to be fair, I like sped run the game, and I was like, I'm not leveling up anything. I definitely went in there under leveled, but
hold on, I would like to put a counterpoint. Because
yeah.
I see a quick slander that I have to correct Bear and Ryan going on about. Leon could handle Eternatus. Leon handled Eternatus, and then it broke out of the ball and Gigantamaxed on him.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, that's not his fault, you know?
Yeah, he handled it, and then BS catch mechanics came in, aka plot armor, where you and Hop had to jump him. You know, this was all right. I don't know if anyone can picture this real quick. If you have watched Jujutsu Kaisen, when it's God, I'm forgetting the guy's name, but Mahito gets jumped by Yuji and Yuji's like teacher, and it's just the 2 of them punching the shit out of this guy. That is literally what we did to G-Max Eternatus, okay? Leon did fine. Okay?
Yeah, I think Leon actually gets some I'm gonna be honest, I was a Leon hater when I played through Sword and Shield. I was like, this fit does not work. Like, dude, his main thing's Charizard. Like, what is this, 2000 or 1996? Like, I'm kind of over that. But
yeah, no, you're just a hater. Also, bro, you're thinking for the sub.
I'm gonna be honest though, Leon's theme kind of kicks. Like, Leon's theme's actually really good.
Honestly, all the champion themes, they just kind of slap. Anyway, so we have a BDSP Cynthia. And if we're going with the rematch on it, like, the team stays the same, but oh buddy, do those levels go up. Iono, I think she's a monster, the only probably beating the story in the rematch as well. I have to look at it. Then Wolf wore the Leon cape.
He wore the Leon cape? I wasn't really around during Sword and Shield. Like,
listen, man, Wolf pulls off so much. It's chat. I'm gonna throw this one out there, right? Wolf's a pretty good looking guy.
I mean, yeah,
he's a pretty good looking guy.
I think everybody thinks that. No,
I'd give him a smooch.
With or without the Leon cape, though.
Both.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Preferably by the end, he's out of the Leon cape, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh my God. Yo, Melty, don't clip that.
No, please clip that, chat.
Actually, it will go viral because we have Wolf's name in the title. That's crazy. I didn't know he went to regional wearing a Leon fit. That's sick. I skipped. I basically stopped after Sun and Moon, and I didn't do anything for Sword and Shield. Okay, so.
Yeah. And then obviously to end off where like the list goes, and I think Dragonite has been talking about it, and I have just missed it because sleepy. Kieran. Kieran's team is very well balanced, and it's played in VGC. Kieran was trash. You were trash, Steve. All right. If you listen, genuinely. Okay, hold on, chat. This is actually very funny. So my daughter played through the campaign, right? And when it came to fight Kieran, she got a little nervous. She's like, "Daddy, can you play?" And I was like, "Okay,
Aww.
cool." Ogerpon was on her team. I did not lead off with Ogerpon. And then she looks at me, and when she noticed I didn't lead Ogerpon, she goes, Daddy, I need you to use Ogerpon. I was like, why do you want me to use Ogerpon, baby? And she's like, because he's going to freak out. And I was like, oh my God. You devious little child.
Oh my God.
Yes. And I switched in Ogerpon. When she saw him bug out, she started cackling like a maniac.
Oh,
so that's probably something I need to address. That's probably something I need to address as a parent, but also, it was great.
That's hilarious.
She knows ball. It was so funny.
Kieran's team's not that bad though. Like,
no, Kieran's team is honestly like, if we're gonna talk like real talk, chat. If instead of mixed attacking Dragonite, that was choice band E-Speed Terra Normal Dragonite, oh, buddy, he's popping off. He is popping off. His team is actually really well balanced.
Dragonite, I believe you're correct too. Like if you put out Ogerpon, both Pokemon will swap and attack Ogerpon.
Yeah, they get so mad.
I think Kieran technically has some of the highest leveled Pokemon in all of the series. Is that somebody told me that? I don't know if that's true.
So I remember being told that it looks like he might be just shy of Red, though, looking at it from the averaging out.
Red might be the highest.
I think it's Red.
All
so
right.
he has a higher average level than Cynthia when you first play against her.
Okay.
But it looks like Red has the highest average level because of Pikachu.
Okay, that makes sense. Also, what is Ryan saying? Strong trainer in the the anime was Tobias. He had Latios and Darkrai. Huh. I haven't watched enough of the anime to know.
I'm not a.
Hold on. I just threw the thing I was playing with. Isn't Ash technically the strongest because he's the current world champion?
Tobias didn't show up to that fight.
Oh, so maybe Tobias might actually win that. Okay, fair. Who is Tobias?
The dude has he's a Darkrai. It doesn't even matter anymore.
Hold on, Tobias.
Somehow he got a Darkrai and a Latios. Like I don't understand. We don't throw the anime into this. Dragonite is also correct. I don't watch enough Pokemon anime, dude.
Oh, Tobias. I remember him. Okay, well, listen. Let's all be real here, Pikachu lost to a Snivy, a level 1 Snivy, so Pikachu can never be in the Hall of Fame. Okay, real talk, really quick. I know we always get off topic, but did you ever watch the Black and White anime while it was airing, like while it was current? Okay, so Black and White kind of like got me back into Pokemon, so I was like, I'm gonna watch the anime now, and I was in college, I had nothing else to do, right? And I remember watching the first episode of Black and White. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be great. And I'm like, wait, Iris is hella annoying. And so is Silent or whatever the other guy was. And I'm like, I'm not gonna like this, but whatever, I'll just ignore them. Like, we'll get through it. Because I actually liked the Team Rocket sideline for Black and White, because they completely changed up Team Rocket's like MO for the first like half of the season. So they like stopped chasing Ash and Pikachu, and they were doing this like secret hunt, and you wanted to know what they were doing. So I'm like, cool, like the Black and White anime is gonna be so good. And then they got to the fight against the rival, whoever that was, and Pikachu literally just lost to a level 1 Snivy because he got shocked by Zekrom. Like, get out of here! Get out of here! You cannot. You were fighting in the Elite Four like every single like season. No. And also, thank you for the sub, whoever did that or followed. Thank you. Continue.
Yeah, it's like I can't understand the Pokemon like Pikachu should be level 100 at this point and should win every fight up until it doesn't make sense that a Pikachu wins. Like,
no, I know.
That's kind of where my head's at.
It's just crazy. So yeah, Pikachu lost a couple points.
is actually a perfect segue into why I don't think Red is the hardest trainer.
Do you think it's because he canonically got beaten by gold? Just saying.
My entire thought process is when I battled them when I first encountered them, right? So like I don't give a flying flip about canon. I just don't care. So like when I ran into Red, right, the very first time, I don't think Red's team is hard, right? So Red is running his Pikachu, Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, Lapras, and Snorlax. So it is a good team, right? However, it's more of a DPS check in a raid, because if you are not high enough level to bump through that level 88 Pikachu, that's when it's harder, right?
Fair.
Because like nobody on his team, while they are good, while they are balanced, like Ryan pointed out, he's got a fire, water, grass core. Nobody is like oppressively strong.
I mean, that's very fair. I would also argue, honestly, that Lance is more difficult than him, like from a player standpoint, not like lore wise, right? Because technically Red is a champion, but like the Dragonites, when there's no Dragonite counter and it was so hard to get dragons in Gen 1, like I think Lance was harder to beat than anything.
So if we're going with the Gen 1 mechanics, Lance was definitely a very difficult fight to go through.
I mean, because after it's funny because like it's easier with ice, like right, like don't you face Lance in 2? He's also in 2. He's in Gold and Silver.
Yeah, so you face him in Gold and Silver. And just assuming it's the same as the Heart Gold Soul Silver team, which I think it's very close.
I think so.
The Heart Gold Soul Silver team is a Gyarados, 3 Dragonite, an Aerodactyl, and a Charizard.
Yeah.
So like, if you got some ice,
yeah, it's like
you need Bolt Beam. If you have Bolt Beam, you're good.
All right, let me ask you this side note, okay? Hear me out. Did you struggle with Whitney back in the day?
Of course.
Okay. I was talking to somebody the other day and they're like, oh, Whitney's a joke. I'm like, did you play Whitney when you were 7? Or did you play Whitney when you were 17? Because completely different experience.
Because like playing Whitney, as it was my second ever Pokemon game, we had, what's it called? Like I started with Cyndaquil, right? So I think I had like Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil was my highest level, and then I had like a Pidgey and some other bullshit in my team. Who cared? You know, it's like Cyndaquil's gonna get me through everything. And then she clicked Rollout.
Dude,
and then she kept clicking Rollout, and she never missed Rollout. I missed all of the Rollout.
I didn't know how it worked. Did you? Like none of us kids knew how it worked back in the day, dude.
I was fucking like 10. You think I knew what Rollout?
And there's no internet. And there's no internet. I mean, Moxie was 10, so I must have been like 2. But I'm just saying.
What the fuck?
I'm just kidding.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Anyway. No, but I'm not gonna lie though. Dude, I remember on a Saturday I could not be Whitney and I was literally getting so mad, and my mom's like, come on, we gotta go get a haircut, and I was getting so mad because I couldn't be Whitney, and the entire time I'm like sitting in the chair and she's cutting my hair and I'm just like, fucking Whitney, I'm gonna beat her. And then I would get so mad about the rollout because I didn't understand that it like stacked. And then years later when I went back and I guess I played Heart Gold Soul Silver, I realized, I think I read what rollout did in the you know, Pokédex or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's why it was so hard back in the day. I should have just spored him. But like, also, okay, one last thing, when we used to play back in the day, like I used to put everything as 4 physical or 4 offensive attacks. I never had Spore, I never had Sand Attack, I never used any of that stuff.
I only would use like powder moves on Bulbasaur. Really? You know what I mean? Like like it was like, because Bulbasaur got him, and Bulbasaur was my starter. Yeah. But we're also talking like the original Gen 1 where Wrap was broken, so like Poison Powder, Wrap, and Leech Seed was the best thing you could ever do in the video game. But if we're going back to real quick with the rollout, I want to know, chat, how many of you know the hidden interaction rollout has? And if you know what I'm talking about, don't say it.
I don't even
just
know.
Just let me know if you know.
I will say this though, if you had a Flaffy with T-Wave, I mean, I think the other issue that I had with Swinny is I think her Miltank was like usually faster than everything I had too. I don't remember. So maybe like T-Wave would have made it better.
So far we have 3 people who know, so I'll let you know it, Dial.
Yeah, please
so
tell me.
Rollout has synergy with Defense Curl, where if you click defense curl before you use rollout, it counts as one stage of rollout.
Oh my god. Is that intentional?
Yes. So if you had Whitney in front of you, click defense curl and then click rollout, she was starting her rollout at second stage.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, and you were just getting absolutely mollywopped,
no.
which is what kept happening to me as a child.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
My mom would read to a rock move.
All the younger kids in chat that didn't play this back in 98, okay, or 2000, without the internet, without having many friends that played, because it's not popular today where everybody at school played. Nobody wanted anybody to know. Once you got out of elementary school, it wasn't cool to play Pokemon anymore, okay? Like, we had to figure this stuff out. Luckily, I have my cousin Ryan, but Ryan waited so long to be born that by the time he was born, he started playing. I wasn't playing anymore. And then I only got back into it because he guilted me with Emerald. I was like, wait, this actually looks pretty good. I gotta play again. So.
No, Dragonite, you grew up with the internet. It's different. We had dial-up. We couldn't be on the telephone and the internet at the same time. Okay? If I did that, my mom would scream from me from downstairs telling me to get off the computer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was bad. And like we had one computer for the household, but my mom used to use it for work. And she'd be so afraid I was gonna get a virus by like going on like the Pokemon websites.
No, Dozo. It was not a worse experience because you started off in a game with a physical special split, a thing that none of us knew as a child. And the game did not tell you.
I'm just saying that when you are 6 and you don't know any of this stuff, like it's all common knowledge now, but we didn't know any of this. We didn't have anywhere to go. If you got lucky, you got like what were those, who made those guides? Brady Games or something, or Prime?
Prime. It was was it Prima?
Prima Gaming?
Prima. It was Prima. Oh my God.
If you got the Prima guides, like you were set, okay? And then like if mom bought you like the other guides, it's like, no, those aren't as good. You got to get the Prima guides. Right, Ryan?
Here's the problem though, Nicole, is as a small child with ADD, I did not want to read.
See, so I also have really bad ADD, but I will say with the guides, I was so afraid of missing something. I would read the entire thing before I even play the game, except for like the very end because I didn't want to get spoiled.
Oh, see, you having the anxiety ADD. No, I have the just fucking go ADD.
Oh no, I do.
Reading is whack facts.
See, Ryan remembers the Prima guides. I have to go to my house and get all the Prima guides. I gotta find a place to put them back here. But like, I must have at least 30 Prima guides for all like the Pokemon and all that other stuff. I just like, kids these days will not know the Wild West that was late 90s, early 2000s gaming. Because we also have to remember too, like YouTube wasn't a thing until like 2008 at the earliest. So it's like from 1998 to 2008, that's a 10-year span of multiple Pokemon generations. I mean, dude, I remember when people were just starting to get Japanese carts in America, like Shofu would like import Japanese carts and get some matches, and it was like, oh, we know the game before it comes out.
You can play it. I remember. God, those were the golden days.
I go back and watch those old matches sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, because they're great. Anyway, we got way off topic.
Yeah, sorry. I know that's why we
This is why it's the PokeYap. Anyway, so going into Cynthia, right? So what do you think is the fair call? The before rematch is probably the fair way of going about it, right?
Yeah.
Or are we gonna look at the rematch?
I think the original. I think that's fair because obviously the rematch they rebalance things.
They make it just harder.
Do they?
A little bit. So in the original encounter with Cynthia, she obviously has her iconic team: Spiritomb, Roserade, Togekiss, Lucario, Melodic, and Garchomp. What is great about Cynthia's team is that they are fully EV trained.
Yes.
And they all have good battle items. So Spiritomb has a Citrus Berry, Roserade has an Expert Belt, Togekiss got Leftovers, Lucario has Wise Glasses that eventually becomes Focus Sash in the rematch. Melodic has Marvel Scale and a Flame Orb with Bold Nature. And I don't know which one's the Yachi Berry. Yachi Berry is the ice resistance on the Garchomp. It's either it's ice or fairy, but it's probably ice.
Yeah, so I don't think fairy was fairy in BDSP.
Yeah.
Okay.
That so
also
you had
made it easier too, not to again get off in a tangent, but you also now had fairy in BDSP, which you did not have in TPT.
Yeah. So like you have a very strong team. All of them have very good abilities. Maybe Roserade's meh, but it's Poison Point. I don't know what Roserade's better ability would even be. Um, so like Genfoya was straight up set up on you, and like
Yes.
Cynthia's AI was like, I'm ready to fight, and we're talking BDSP, right? So we're talking the absolute maniac Cynthia version. So Roserade hits like a truck, yeah, 1000%. You know, it's funny because I was trying to be anti-Cynthia.
Cynthia has to be a top 3, at worst top 5. Like if anybody
She's definitely
rates Cynthia
top 3.
if anybody rates Cynthia under a top 5, your opinion is just wrong. I'm sorry.
Yes, she's definitely top 3. I think the order we could put Cynthia in maybe gets debatable. But again, this is one of those things where if we're talking about like the mons you picked going through the game, changes how hard she's going to be for you.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you're just playing with Pokemon that you like throughout the playthrough and you're not like specifically building for the champion. Like, you know, for a while, people were specifically building for the end game just so that they could beat the game faster. And it's like, that's totally fine, but I don't think you qualify in this conversation because it's like most people aren't doing that. That's not who they're designing the game for.
That's exactly why, like, when I'm thinking of this discussion, I am not thinking about people our age.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not thinking about people our age who have pre-prepped and they're going into this. I'm thinking this is a raw-ass playthrough. You caught your mons, you're using your favorite 6, and you bumped into something.
Yeah. Honestly, kind of like what happened with what Ryan said, Survivor fan, with the Black and White 2 post game. Like, I did not know that Cynthia showed up in that house. So when you accidentally walk in there and you're like, you enter the wrong house, Cynthia walks up, like, my team was not ready for her, and she blasted me.
Oh yeah, she just kicks you right in the crotch. It's just like, wait, what?
And it was just a a little gentle reminder that she is just such a strong trainer.
Yeah. So we brought up Mustard, right? Yeah. Mustard has, I'm not going to say a mono fighting team because it's not specifically, but it's a pretty heavily fighting heavy team. He's got a Mian Chow with it's got Fake Out, right? Fake Out's always a great item. Great attack. You've got Luxray. Luxray is just cool. Lycanroc, the good form, the one that gets Sand Rush that was used in Regulation A. Corviknight, Como, who is, I love Como.
I love Como.
And G-Max Urshifu. Gita AI. No,
I'll go through my Gita theory later.
We can talk about Gita. Because I will have why I don't rate Gita. And then G-Max Urshifu, right? And Urshifu has 2 moves for Fairy Hate on him. But Mustard, I don't know if I can count him, right? Because if you've got a Fairy type, and if you've got an Ice type, you're having fun.
Okay, let me ask you.
It's free.
But like canonically, he wasn't beaten for 18 years. So if you go for player interaction, then like, yeah, he's pretty easy. Like, I didn't lose against Mustard, right? But like, he was good enough to train Leon. Also, like, did he just have like a little baby team to fight you? Like, they do say in the lore that these gym leaders have different teams.
Yeah, well, Mustard fights you with a different team when he first like is testing you.
I honestly don't remember, so I'm just gonna listen to what you say.
I have Cerebi pulled up, and it's the only reason I remember. Mustard's theme, facts. But if we're going canon, the strongest trainer, it's just Leon.
Canon? Like, do you still think it's Leon?
Canon, it's 100% Leon. Leon was undefeated through every battle he ever did until he fought you.
Okay. That's fair.
Like, that's the problem. Leon is just, if we're going canonically, it is literally Leon.
So does Leon beat Volo? Does Leon beat Volo?
I would say yeah.
Chat, speak up. Volo or Leon?
If like, we're going with they're having a throwdown, like, I think yeah, because like, if we're gonna keep it like 100, right? Volo has Cynthia's team with Hisui and Arcanine.
Fair.
Not only does he kind of have the tools already to beat that team there, But when Volo pops up and he's like, I've got fucking Giratina, it's like, cool. He's already beaten Eternatus, and Eternatus is a better legendary.
I mean, all right, that's also true. I mean, Giratina's actually no, Giratina just showed up at a regional. I guess so did Eternatus.
Yeah.
This is whack. This is whack.
Listen, you can hate all I want. This is why I said I don't want to count Cannon. Cannon's dumb.
That's fair. Cannon really does mess things up because like technically Gold beat Red, but like what else has Gold done? You know,
He didn't need to do anything else.
Like I could maybe get one game off of Wolfie, but like does that mean I'm better than Wolfie? You know, like I might be able to like freeze hack and para hacks him and everything, and just crit every single move and win. But am I better?
Volo's got the experience. He's under. Volo, if we're going with that logic, Volo's 6 feet under, buddy. He can't.
Is Volo canonically like really old?
No, he's saying that Volo, if you were going with it, would be like hundreds of years old to fight Leon. He's got so much experience.
All right, fair. Yeah, no, he's got. That's what I'm saying. The Giratina at the end. That actually, I gave up fighting that, and I had to go back a year later to fight that because I got so mad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I don't. I don't remember beating him.
So let's go talk about Gita really quick. So Gita, first of all, one of the best champion themes, and I will fight anybody who challenges that. Gita like sucked as a champion, like in the sense of like her fight was way too easy, and she also like was so like nobody likes her in the universe, and she's so like not involved with the story. Like I also liked Cynthia, I liked Alder because I felt like they were very involved with the story. I'm sure other ones were, but the fact that those are the only two that really come back to me, like, yeah, I have a theory though about her being AI. Do you want me to go through that now, or do you want to say something about Gita first?
I would say go into Gita first, and then we could talk about that.
About the AI? Yeah. So you want me to talk about the AI now?
No, talk about why you think Gita is AI better.
Better?
Yeah, like why do you think she's a good champion?
Oh, I don't. She sucks. That's why I think she's AI.
Well, what are we doing?
All right, let me just give my AI tangent really quick. I'll make it really fast. I watched a video. Okay, listen. I watched a video about why Gita is AI, and I don't mean like obviously the game mechanics is that it's AI, right? But I mean like literally the lore in the game. I have a theory that she's AI. First of all, she has like very weird interactions with everybody in the game, like almost as if like non-human interactions. Her dialogue is also very weird, and she has no personality. And like everybody hates her and is like, something's weird about her. So I always thought that maybe she was like from somewhere else. Like maybe everybody always said like something's weird with her. Something's weird with her. So I'm like, okay, something's like off with her, right? But this video went into explanation about how like AI may not understand that like if you're gonna have what's that rock Pokemon on her team that spits up the spikes, Glamora. If you're gonna have a Glamora, you should lead with Glamora, but like she doesn't. Like that's a very like obvious thing, but she doesn't do it. And then she also like doesn't do anything. And then she shows up randomly and like asks to hang out with you in your room. Like it's weird. I'll find the video if you guys are interested, but like once I saw it, I was like full conspiracy theory. Okay,
so as a person who generally loves dunking on conspiracy theories, so as somebody who's replayed the game now like twice, I don't recall a single person hating her.
No, in the okay, so after you become champion, right? Then she goes, you have to go battle the gym leaders again and get me like a report, right? Then when you go back, there's at least 2 of them that say that they don't like Gita and that Gita doesn't like them.
See, I remember them basically saying like, oh, Gita couldn't do this herself. Like she should have done this herself. Like they were annoyed. But I don't think that was like oh, I fucking hate Gita. It was like, I got to battle.
Extent, but there was some shade.
To me, it's like, it's more of they were looking down on you rather they were trash talking Gita. Right? Okay, like fair. That's where my head's at. And like, she should have come and did this herself. She sent a lackey. Like, you're not good enough to fight me. And it's like, that's not like, that's kind of the vibe I got from it.
That's fair.
Because like the vibe they have in the conversations afterwards was like, oh, wow, you really are strong. And it's, to me, that's where I'm like, okay, cool. Like we were proving them wrong.
Yeah.
And the other reason that I will get, again, this is someone who's recently played through these games twice.
Yeah.
The AI professor shows 0 emotion. through every line of dialogue, if you go back, there is absolute zero emotion coming out of the AI professor. Gita has emotions. She's reserved. She's 100% reserved, but she's always just kind of like, okay. Like, the problem is when you have the dynamic of like when she shows up, she's next to somebody who is highly emotive, right? So she's next to what's her name?
Are you
Nimona?
a Gita apologist?
No, she sucks. So she shows up next to Nimona, who's sitting there
love Nimona.
absolutely going fucking batshit that you beat the Caterpie gym. And she's like, hey, like, I see potential in like how you're battling. Like, I'm gonna keep my eye on you. Like, I'm intrigued. When she goes to when you keep getting more, she keeps kind of being like, hey, like, keep going. I think we're gonna run into it. I think we're gonna bump into each other. I think you're gonna be the one. And then when you get up to her, not only is she like excited about it, but she's talking shit. She's straight up like, yo, I need you to understand something real quick. I don't like holding back against you guys because I think you're fucking filth. I'm going to crush you under my heel because that's what I should do. I'm your white whale. And then beat her and she's ecstatic. She's like, oh my God, we have a new champion. This is great. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
That said, her team sucks.
Yeah.
Like, she's trash,
like,
right?
How are you the champion and you're using Espathra? Like, so come on.
Real quick, Espartha, I think if we're talking in like the regular crop, is an underrated mon. It's not good, but like Lumina Crash speed boost is kind of dope. But she doesn't have speed boost because she sucks.
Hold on, let's pull up her team really quick and like let's compare it to other champions.
Oh yeah, if we're comparing again,
like bro, you got a go-go. Like, what are you doing with a go-go?
Listen, there's some slander on the ultimate goat. Okay, that's the best goat Pokemon of all time because there's no other competition. Veluza? Vaultin Veluza? He's trash.
Like, it's like, okay, you got King Gambit. Okay. You got Clamora. Well, you know what? It kind of looks like your character. And then also, like, it has, like, a single strategy. Like, it's viable. But then, like, Avalugg, Espathra, Go-Go, and Veluza. I'm just like, no, dude. No.
So, like,
say his name with Jonathan.
In Veluza.
Like, I'm not a Veluza hater. So genuinely speaking, right? If I'm looking at her team, and this is why I say she's trash. Yeah.
Speed boost, Lumina Crash Espartha is crazy. That is a crazy mon that you would have to run into. She doesn't have that.
Because I think she's AI. I'm telling you.
No, it's because she sucks.
No,
Go-Go.
I think she's AI from the past or the future here to test you. Okay. Yeah, 100%. That's why like nobody knew who she was when she came in. I'm telling you. Go ask Game Freak. I'm telling you.
Listen, it's just if I ask Game Freak why, I know immediately why they're gonna say she has Glamora at the end.
Why?
Okay. Because she's a cliffhanger. She's not even the strongest trainer you're supposed to fight. And this is the first time you see a Glamora.
But like, what if it's the other part in that video was, okay, that it's the AI that's the same AI as the one in the professor, but it's trying to, because you know how it has no emotion, right, with the professor? It's the same AI, but it's trying to learn human emotion above ground and not be stuck in Area Zero. Like, that was the theory. And that it's like,
that just doesn't make sense.
I'm gonna send you the video and then you believe it.
It's just bad. I'm such a hater. You don't understand.
Why is the chat going crazy about Veluza?
Oh, you don't understand.
Tell me John picked it in a draft.
No, so this is something that I did to John once in his stream while he was shiny hunting and Veluzas kept attacking him. And me, Palm, and Jen just kept using random V words to describe Veluza.
Oh my god.
So if you say Veluza, it's time, and now it's time to Veluza.
I love it. See, Ryan, you had me in the first half, Ryan.
Yeah.
You had me in the first half. So,
like, here's the thing, right? If we're going with why she has Glamora last, it's because it's supposed to be mysterious, and they only terror the last Pokemon. Like, that's it.
I'm telling you, though, like, if you really think about it, it makes sense that she's an AI. Like, oh my god, I hate that character. Like, the thing is, I liked Gita. Like, she was okay, but so many other champions just do better than her, you know?
Right. Yeah, but again, if we were looking at her team, genuinely speaking, you could restructure her team to be good, right?
You could.
Like if you went you lead off with Glamora, right? Because that's obviously just the smart thing to do for toxic spikes. If you then bring in Espartha to set up screens and give it like a light clay or something, right? Now you have a bulk of your team, and then it's gonna do, its thing. Then you switch into Vizula, and while Vizula is in its base state trash behind screens, you could click its own setup move that gives it it's basically Shell Smash, and now Vizula is a threat behind screens. Go-Goat exists. He's a goat. He's cool. Avalug's a great physical wall. And then once everything's dead, you'll bring out King Gambit. And now King Gambit gets its Supreme Overlord boost. And now you have like an actual, like, scarier comp, right? However, she's trash because she didn't do any of that. Her team sucks in its base comp. And I'm basically trying to salvage this. She's arguably the worst champion. I'd probably say the worst champion might be... It's probably Wallace from Emerald. Because I just don't think his team's good. I'm pulling it up now.
Same.
But if Game Freak stopped making bulky ice types, or if it made ice types better. Yeah, Dozo, we've already agreed you're wrong on that.
Lance is what? I'm sorry, you can name anybody else, but Lance, like, I'm not even a Lance, I don't even like Lance, like, I'll be honest with you, but I respect his strength. I can't find his team anywhere. But
yeah, John, give us like any suggestion you have.
Why was he even the champ? Forgettable.
He was the champ because Steven Stone had shit to do. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like, okay. Wallace had a Whale Lord, a Ludicolo with no rain, a Wishcash, and then like his three good mons are Tentacruel, who's only fine, and this is coming from a big Tentacruel stan. Gyarados, who's a good mon and is allergic to electricity, and Melodic, who is also allergic to electricity. His team's fucking garbage, dude.
Yeah. He's so it's Gita and Wallace racing for the bottom. How do you feel about Diancie or Diantha, whatever the one is?
Oh, fuck, she sucks too.
She's bad too. I will say her theme kind of slaps, so I'll give her a couple extra points because her theme slaps. All right, so this suggestion is only for Nuzlocke because to me, outside Nuzlocke, this conversation makes no sense. All trainers are free, but Claire just having Kingdra in a Nuzlocke is a nightmare because due to level caps, the trainer has no access to dragons. Interesting. Hold on. Ryan's message. Was that in my chat, Ryan? Or was that it? No, that's in Moxie's chat. Okay. I mean, listen, if we're being like technical, then like, yeah, like every fight in the base game's not that hard, but I guess the way I was trying to look at it was like from like I like what's the word, like, even though we're older and we're going back and trying to play these, like, obviously if we went back and tried to play against Red, like, he might be a little difficult, but like it can't be that hard in a non-Nuzlocke challenge. But like at the time, being the appropriate
we're literally
age,
talking like we're talking trainers that aren't free. Because like Red, right? By the time you beat Gold and Silver and you can go to Mount Silver, your team's at best in the 60s, and you pull up on this dude with a level 88 Pikachu. Yeah. Like that's like what we're talking about here.
Like, we're talking, you're probably still gonna get swept.
Yeah, we're talking like you've run into this raw. And like this is like your experience with these trainers and like what you have to do to overcome them in just kind of like a regular setting. Again, as adults, everyone's free. But we're just talking about sort of the in-game more difficulty. But Diantha, trash. She is Hawlucha. Love the mon. Love him. Great choice. He's cool. But it's Hawlucha. He's not great. Tyrantrum, best dinosaur. Way better than that fucking green thumb.
No, stop.
Way fucking better. But not great. Aurorus, beautiful mon. Trash. Gorgeist, cool mon. Trash. Gudra, cool pseudo, trash. And Mega Gardevoir, right? And Mega Gardevoir is fantastic. However, we're talking about a team that has one good mon on it. This is my thing. Trash.
Trash. Who's Claire?
Claire is the Gen 2. No, the 8th gym leader.
Oh, 8th gym leader. Okay.
Yeah, which also I will 100% give big credit to John on that one, because it is a great call out, because Claire was like a check for me when I first played Gold and Silver. Where
she
like
was a gym. No, are you sure she wasn't also Elite 4?
No, she's she's gym 8.
Huh.
Yeah, and like if we're especially talking like the gens she played in, Kingdra had one weakness, and it was dragon, and there was no access to dragons before that gen.
Yeah, hold on really quick. Who was the Elite 4 in Silver? Because I remember the Elite 4 in Gold and Silver being way harder than the Elite 4 in the base game, aside from Lance.
Elite 4 in Gold and Silver was who? His name wasn't Wallace. It was the psychic type with Xatu, Koga, Bruno.
Oh, it was Will, Koga, Bruno, Karen. I remember Karen was kind of hard for me, but I remember
Karen was an interesting one to bump into. Will for me was a joke. But I was also a stand for Umbreon.
Oh, see, I didn't have any dark Pokemon. I didn't like dark at the time. That might have been why. I think I had a really hard time with that. I liked Bruno.
Yeah, because I like that Bruno finally had fighting types and only one Onyx.
RCSB with anyone who picked Chikorita in Gen 2. I don't know about you guys, but like when I first started playing Pokemon when I was really young with like Red, Blue, like Gen 1 and Gen 2, I used to just constantly replay the games. So like I'd beat the game and then restart the whole thing and play with a different starter. So I've beaten each game at least 3 times, or in the first 2 at least. And then after Gen 3 I started getting a little sentimental. But I did play through once with Meganium, and it was a little bit harder, I'm not gonna lie.
It's harder because she sucks ass.
But I loved Meganium.
Sucks ass.
Actually, at the time I hated Meganium, but now I love Meganium, so I'm like retroactively loving Meganium.
Yeah, you have to retroactively love Meganium because she sucked ass.
All right, so we have to wrap this up. I know John's gonna start a stream soon, which we will raid John's stream.
We wait till John goes up.
Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna ask you if you have any other final honorable mentions.
So I think my final thoughts on it, right, is if we're going with our top 3, I think it's gonna be Cynthia, Claire, and all the totem fights. So like for me, it would probably be, and again, I'm looking at this as I've just gone in raw, and this is kind of like revising like my thoughts on it a bit, especially after kind of reviewing all the information. I think it's Red, because he is a damage wall, right? I think it's Cynthia because her team is really well balanced and she's hard. And then I think I'll give it to Kieran, right? I know I really broke the mold here, chat, picking the 3 with the highest levels. But like Kieran and Cynthia having like actual AI and strats, I think is great. I think that's an actual like great little challenge. And then, like I said, Red just being that first initial damage wall when you're playing this game, you're like, hold on a second, what the fuck?
No, I mean, that's also all valid.
Yeah, I'm also putting Red first because that fight has the most aura in anything Pokemon has ever put out in its life.
Honestly, you cannot deny that. Like, Red has all of the aura.
You show up to Mount Silver, right? You walk in, the music cuts out. You are just walking up this fucking cliff. And behind you is the sprite of you from the previous game. You turn around and the hardest theme in the series starts playing?
So, it's so good.
Bro. That's just, he's aura farming on top of fucking Mount Silver, bro.
So, I'm gonna stick to my guns here. I still think Volo he was pretty difficult, and canonically, I mean, he's got Giratina, and you had to fight it 3 times. I mean, I think most trainers are gonna struggle against 3 Giratinas. I still put Cynthia in my top 3. I struggle to put Red up there only because
his team's not great.
His team is not great, but he is a very powerful trainer. So it's like, I think Red deserves the spot, but at the same time, I feel weird doing that because Red's also the player. I don't know. It's weird. Claire, and I just pulled up Claire's team. I am remembering now that Claire was pretty hard for me as well, so Claire is definitely up there. I also want to put Leon up there somewhere, but I don't know. Leon's maybe 5.
Also, just real quick, we didn't talk about him, but Alder actually has a pretty decent team in his own
I
right.
liked Alder's team, actually. Thank you for bringing that up. I actually really liked Alder's team.
Yeah, it's like Alder has a pretty decent team. Iselgor, Buffalant, Drudagon, Vanillux, Escavalier, and Volcarona. Iselgor's fast as hell. He will hurt the hell out of you. Buffalant, while he's not great, he has a grass immunity on his team, and head charge hurts. Drudagon is a Drudagon. Vanillux, it hits way harder than it has any reason to. I love this little ice cream cone. Escavalier is slow as hell and is a monster. And exactly, Ryan. And he's got Volcarona with Overheat, Quiver Dance, Bug Buzz, and Hyper Beam.
That's nasty.
It's so good, dude.
I liked Alder, I should say. I like that he actually participated in the story a lot. Like, that's back when Pokemon tried to keep that kind of thing going. Alder, Cynthia was all over the place. I mean, Wallace was not Wallace, Steven Stone, whatever his name is, he was around a lot for the story. So I really like that. But here's the real question I have to ask you, okay?
Yes.
Who's the hottest champion? The hottest champion. I mean, I gotta go with Daddy Kukui. I gotta throw that out there.
All right, well, the problem is my options are
Agatha.
Oh, hold on.
I'm gonna get banned off YouTube.
Are we going with a trainer? We're going with trainers?
I was talking about champions, but you could go with trainers, I guess.
If we're going champions,
it's gotta be Cynthia, right? Or Diantha?
I mean, here's the problem, right?
Yeah.
And John brought up a great point. Lance has Vegeta hair, and that gets me fucking going. You guys have no fucking idea. Oh my god. That man is a fucking Vegeta doppelganger going Super Saiyan God.
Oh my god. That is so... Meldy, you can clip that one.
Yeah. Oh my lord, dude. It's Super Saiyan God Thirst Trap Vegeta in wearing a cape. But if we're going with just trainers, I'm gonna go Karen. Please, Goth Mommy, come here.
Oh my god, wait, Karen. I forgot what she looked like. Hold on, Karen. She
Google her. Yeah. Yeah, come here, Karen.
I gotta make sure I don't Google her on the wrong screen.
Oh my god, Brie with Lorelai. That's also such a good call out.
See, good thing I didn't have this on screen because I did not need to see pregnant Karen.
Oh, you done goofed. You Google imaged? You Google imaged? You're in the dungeon.
I did. Wait, the Lorelai one's a little bit more tame somehow, but yeah.
It's definitely not.
She's mommy. Lorelai is mommy.
Like.
Yeah, but it's more tame than the first few images are.
Yeah, no, I'm literally looking at the fucking sprite on Cerebi.net to be safe.
Oh no, I Google image that. People will shrimp for Lorelai. There'll be the jumbo shrimp for sure.
Yeah. Oh, hold on, but Ryan, which Lucamine are you talking about? Are you talking about when she's Tentacle Monster Mommy?
Oh, Tentacle
Monster Lucamine, dude.
Lucamine mommy comments.
We didn't talk about this. Tie me up and absorb me, baby. The monster form, of course. There we go, Ryan. There we go. You weren't ready for this, Nicole. You weren't right. I'm single AF.
Wait, I'm searching Agatha. I'm searching Agatha now because Don Dozo told me not to. Wait, these aren't that bad. Oh, wait, never mind.
No, they're definitely bad.
There's just less of them.
Can see Ryan gets it. This is exactly what I've been looking for. Here we go.
Let's search Lucamine.
DJ Hours chat. What's up?
Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta be honest though. They went a little hard sometimes for some of these designs, and you're just like, they're a video game, and some people go kind of crazy over it. You're like, don't Google image search red. I feel like red is fine. Red's not a thirst trap, right? Like.
I don't think so. Hear me out, though. Dial, what are your thoughts on Bruno?
I mean, Bruno's hot.
Like, that man is jacked.
I mean, let's be real here. I think, I don't know. Kukui was like, when they made Kukui hot, I was like, oh no. You know that Squidward meme? Oh no, he's hot.
Oh no, he's hot.
Scarlet Violet definitely has the biggest. That could be another topic. We could do a whole yap on the biggest collection of hotties.
Thirst traps.
Thirst trap yap.
Oh, the thirst yap.
Oh, the thirst yap episode. All right,
we're gonna get some unintended viewers on that day.
We need to bring somebody in who's from the chat who's really degen for this.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
All right,
no,
bring
we
it on
don't.
my cousin Ryan, right? Ryan, you want to come on?
The bug leader from Scarlet and Violet owns 2 bakeries. There's something
Wait.
she can bake for me, baby.
Oh my god. Ryan said bet.
Chat, we call this rizz.
Yeah, who has the most rizz?
Oh, Jen's right. It's 100% Larry. You kidding me?
Larry's okay.
Larry's rizz is unparalleled. That man just walks in and goes, "Sup? You pay me more money for this?" He's got his briefcase. Who knows what's in that fucking briefcase, chat? Who knows what's in that fucking briefcase?
Oh my god.
He's gonna show you his pleasure dungeon if you know what I'm saying.
Larry. He's gonna get a fan cam.
Doesn't even have to try.
Skyla, I know. I remember when fans went wild for Skyla. I was really creeped out. Can I be really honest? And I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but I also hope it does. The people that are like weirdly obsessed with Lily make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, that's because she's a child.
Yeah, no, I have seen some grown-ass men go very crazy over her card, and I'm like, this is just not appropriate.
Yeah, so this is the problem. There's like a very fine line that we need to walk when we're talking about this, because they are children for the most part.
Yes. Well, we were only talking about the adults. Like, isn't Bruno like, like in his 20s?